Namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaskara.
Vanakkam.
Kushamadi.
Assalamualaikum.
Satyakal.
Me Gandhariki Vandamal.
Jai Swami Narayan.
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय जय नेन्द्रा.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं या अली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी बंधुओं को बोलेंगे निशा बुला परिजन हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के दौरे myself the awesome Altu Baba.
And of course myself, your darling, प्यारी, humble सी फालतू रानी. And
आप सबकी फेवरेट इंटर्न प्राची.
Not bad. Energy level थोड़ा up हो गया. देखो प्राची हमारा शो सुना करो रोज ताकि energy level high रहे. Okay?
Exactly.
We are like vitamin C. We are like vitamin P.
oh, what is vitamin P?
You don't know what vitamin P is?
Yeah.
Oh, I should.
Pab.
What?
Vitamin Pab.
You don't know that?
No.
Oh, you don't know. I think we should play that, right? Don't you think we should play that?
Yes, we should play
What
that.
we should play? Tell me what I'm playing.
I don't know what you're going to play, Altava. I
You
have
don't know
no
what I'm
idea.
playing.
I have
Oh
no
my
idea.
God.
Is it what I think it is?
Yes, you probably know what it is.
What is it, Altava?
Faltrani, you want to listen to it?
Yes.
I can actually, all listening pleasure for all the bandhus out there. Here you go, Bandhujan. This is what actually gives you the vitamin P.
Okay. Play karo.
Bam 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 bam.
What?
हम लोग इतने मेहनत से बनाए हैं.
हाँ.
अच्छा वॉइस डाले हम लोग.
मेरे को इतना गुस्सा आया जब ये देखा. मैं कहा पूरा दिन वेस्ट किए होंगे इसको करते हुए. What's this? Wait a second.
Those products are
I'm pretty
available.
sure you guys were like very happy when you were doing this and very proud of yourself. And like, you would have laughed harder than everybody else.
What? We just showed you how Pam Pam is there in the universe.
Acha.
The Tululu is an actual product. Pam Pam is actual product which you use for, Pam Pam is to spray on the nothing can stick onto you.
Stick on to you.
So we keep
तो
it.
अगर स्ट्रेस आई पिचक ऐसे निकल जाता है. और अगर आपको कोई तलने की कोशिश की, फ्राई करने की कोशिश की, पिचक से निकल जाता है.
It'll just slide away.
It'll slide away.
Very good, Brajal. Coming back to the point right now, that was just for you to show. First of all, ji, welcome Raj Lakhote ji, welcome sir. नंबर अच्छा लगा आपका. आप वापस आ गए. मनीषा जी, namaste to you too. And Jyoti ji, namaste. सत श्री अकाल. How's everything? And फाल्तोनी.
उस सबसे पहले आलतू बाबा हमें एक काम करना है. एक छोटा सा हमारा स्वीट सा एक बंधु है जिसके लिए हम लोगों को आज ही टर्न्स 1 year old.
Wow!
1 year old एक प्यारा सा बंधु है बॉस्टन में. वो हमारा एक छोटा सा क्यूट सा बच्चा है जो हमारा सबसे मतलब छोटा बंधु है क्योंकि उसकी भी मम्मी हमारी शो बहुत बेसब्री से वेट करती थी और वेट करती हैं एंड सुनती हैं जब हम लोग यहाँ पे करते हैं शो. तो उस छोटे से स्वीट से मुन्ने से क्यूटी बेबी के लिए very very happy birthday. तो एक happy birthday गाना हो जाए for Shashmit. Okay?
बार दिन ये आए, बार दिल ये गाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल है मेरी ये आरज़ू. Happy birthday to you Shashmit.
Happy birthday to you Shashmit.
Happy birthday to Shashmit. Happy birthday to
you. Wish you a very 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 happy birthday Shashmit and
From Altu Baba
and Faltu Rani
And your favorite intern Prachi.
and all our Bandhujani.
Yes.
Okay, so wish you all the very best in life and we really really hope your life is filled with a lot of smiles and laughter just the way your name is Shashmit.
That's right. And of course, if you want to catch up on all those laughter, you can always listen to our shows for sure. It's
Right.
available for you on demand anywhere and everywhere.
That is
So,
absolutely right.
Faltani, let's proceed further and हमारे बंधुओं को बता दें कि आज का क्या फीचर है.
आज का फीचर ओके जो एक औरत की स्ट्रगल होती है
Yes.
जो empowered women, the success of a woman ऐसे करके how she emerges successful. हर एक इंसान की लाइफ की स्ट्रगल होती है बंधुजान. एवरीबडी हैज़ देयर ओन लिटिल क्रॉस टू बेयर एंड ये जो एम्पावर्ड वुमन का कॉन्सेप्ट वो आजकल के ज़माने में ऐसे जैसे दिखाते हैं कि सिगरेट टोटिंग, अब दारू ड्रिंकिंग, स्लीपिंग अराउंड विद ए नंबर ऑफ पार्टनर्स और क्लाइमैक्सिंग काइंड ऑफ वुमन. आई एम सॉरी आई हैव टू पुट इट आउट देयर. आई एम जस्ट दैट्स व्हाट दे कंसिडर एन एम्पावर्ड वुमन कि इफ शी सेज दैट आई हैवंट the Mount Fuji hasn't erupted for me.
No.
Seriously, they have those kind of references. It's ridiculous.
What kind of
Anyway.
movies you're watching
I say,
seriously?
oh God, you
I think
don't
you're
ask.
wasting your time watching all these kind of
Don't
series.
ask. Don't ask.
I think I should
Very
get you to start doing
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
some.
yeah. So I'm saying, you know, let's actually take a pause for a moment and then actually look at how it's not just today, not just a decade ago, but 6 decades ago, 1963 January 1st 1963 को एक मूवी आई जिसमें एक औरत की जो रियलिटी है उसकी जो लाइफ है जो कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस में है वो जैसे इमोशन से ओवरकम भी हो जाती है एंड जैसे इमोशंस को ओवरकम भी करती है
Overcome क्या कर
where
कम
the
करते हैं?
emotions take control of her and how she also finally takes control of her emotions
Yes.
is very beautifully depicted actually obviously because I think this is also based on the work that was the fact that it's based on a book, right?
Wait, first of all, thank you so much, Aditi ji, for the wishes for Mr. Shashwat.
Shashmit
She wrote Shashwat there. So she wrote Shashwat. I'm telling her that was for Shashwat, one of my friends already in the Middle East. But who birthday right now is for Shashmit, not Shashwat.
yeah Shashmit's birthday तो anyway तो ये जो औरत की जो struggle है शाश्वत है literally
Oh my God!
लेकिन हाँ अब परम I know लेकिन औरत जैसे उसको उसके आंसुओं को पोंछ के शाश्मित रहती है वो इस मूवी में बहुत खूबसूरती से दिखाया गया है क्या बात है तो ये मूवी है Bandhujan. What was that? That was a
Never play that ever again.
So this particular movie is a movie called Bandini, and it was a classic that you know क्या कहते हैं इतने सारे records उसने break किए इतने सारे awards
इतना सब
win किए
जान तो वो हमारे
हाँ
what
मैंने
does she
इनको
have?
बताया हाँ तो
उसका क्या काम है?
what was the name of the book that it was based
Yeah,
on?
so the book, this was actually based off of a story called Tamasi by I always mess up the name. Can someone help me pronounce this? The author.
The
Author's
author
name.
Jarasandha.
That was one of the
Jarasandha.
asuras of the time, right? Jarasandha.
He went under the name of Jarasandha.
He went into what
Jarasandha.
name?
That was his pen name of the individual. His name was Charu Chandra Chakravorty. And this author actually took a lot of his writings from his personal experiences, his career, and his job. He was a former jail superintendent, and most of those stories that he wrote stemmed from the experiences and things that he saw while in his position at that job.
Right.
Yeah, and so this film focuses on, you know, it has a very female-centric point of view throughout this whole film. And it's set around pre-independence India, so 1934, and where so actually, you know what? Let me just list out the cast. So this has Nutan, who plays the role of Kalyani. This has Ashok Kumar, who plays the role of Bikash, and Dharmendra, who plays the role of Devendra, who's the prison doctor. Now this will make sense why his role is a prison doctor. So basically, the story itself starts off in jail, where Kalyani is serving a life imprisonment for committing a murder. And the circumstances of these crimes go in flashback as she, you know, tells a story. And it's the film itself is set in 1930s Bengal during the British Raj. And basically, Kalyani and Bikash, they love each other. However, he has to go to the city for work, and he says that I'll come back for you. I still love you, but I'll come back for you. He never comes back for her.
Well,
by the way, I have some bandhus actually logging in saying that they remember this Bimal Roy's direction.
Yes.
Very right, Kumarji. Very perfect, right? Very perfect, right? He says Bimal Roy's story, right?
Bimal Roy.
Not story, director.
Bimal Roy is the director. Yes. Yes.
Very good. So,
and S.D. Burman is the music.
So tell me, what is special about this particular movie? Why should people actually spend time, an afternoon, Faldurani, watch this movie?
Well, ये जो मूवी थी Bandhujan, let me tell you that जो female centric movies के हिसाब से, this was one of the movies that it was probably the pioneering movie with
Yeah.
regard to being completely female centric, and जो एक औरत की जिंदगी को to depict a woman in, and Bimal Roy was famous for his realism, right?
Oh,
in
yes.
his cinema, every one of his character portrayals and all the character sketches are very very realistic. He really liked to he was famous at the way he used minimalist dialogue, and the way he used sort of like what Mahima ji had talked about, the chiaroscuro, right? The way he used light and shadow.
He's like me, minimalist. Oh wow, that's very interesting to note, Faltoni.
तो हर एक के बारे में, अनु मलिक like me, शाहरुख खान like me, Bimal Roy like me.
No, I said they like me.
Everybody's whatever.
Oh my God, why are you feeling so jealous, Faltoni?
It
It's
has
okay.
not got anything to do with
It
that.
is okay. Don't feel jealous about it, Faltoni. मैं ना तेरे को ना, I'll tell you one thing. Don't worry, it's fine. Sometimes great people like me are revered, right? And because of me, people tend to actually relax their lungs and their hearts and everything, you know. So good, no, Faltoni. तू इतना टेंशन क्या को लेती है, Faltoni? It's fine. बता अभी आगे बढ़ो. बिमल रॉय का ये है, हाँ.
Yes.
And the beauty about this movie, why you need to watch this movie, Bandhujan?
Why? Tell me that.
क्योंकि this movie was the final directorial venture of Bimal Roy, and he was already he's a very a celebrated director, and जो बहुत ही creative director कहलाते हैं, and to this particular movie was his final directorial venture, and it won him, I mean, acclaim across the board. Sujata was another movie that he worked with, and Nutan ji, जो actually semi-retirement ले ली थी तब तक. She had gone into not working in the movie. She had taken sort of semi-retirement. She was brought back for this movie apparently because he wanted to work with her. But the interesting thing is, this movie is considered her performance in this particular movie is considered as one of the best all-time performances of any actress in Indian cinema.
Wow.
Across pan-Indian cinema, it's considered as one of the best performances ever. And people say that he has done, they generally say the book is better than the movie, right, most of the times. But Bimal Roy Saab has done a phenomenal job, and this movie, they won, I think, 6 Filmfare Awards in that time. कमल बोस की जो सिनेमाटोग्राफी है, इनका जो स्टोरी टेलिंग है, SD बर्मन साहब का जो म्यूजिक है, and this movie also launched the career of one of the most celebrated lyricists, directors and writers of Indian cinema,
Gulzar
Saab. This particular movie, and it has every song is a super hit in this movie. बहुत खूबसूरत गाने हैं, and story भी बहुत ही अच्छी है. In fact, ये कोई what genre would this classify under? Is it drama?
This is a romance drama.
Yeah.
Romance/drama.
Yeah, but it's not your typical
No.
running
It's
behind the
kind of
trees.
intense.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
intense drama.
Yeah.
So I think मेरे हिसाब से, I think that's why people should watch this particular movie. It's a
Yeah.
very good matinee watch. तो चालू करते हैं. Let's start with the way the movie opens. हमारी प्राची जी ने already बता दिया. What did you tell? You said that it opens with the prison scene. No?
Yeah, she's in jail and she's retelling. It's in flashback as she tells the jailer the circumstances of how she ended up in jail for committing murder.
Where are the clips? Okay, and then she starts off with that. Okay, and then.
And so then from there, while it's in flashback, we find out that she was in love with this man named Bikash, who is a freedom fighter, and he leaves the village that they both live in to go to some work, and he promises to come back.
उससे पहले
Yes.
जो ओपनिंग कैरेक्टर्स दिखाते हैं, नूतन जी तो हैं ही. दे शो देवेन, दैट इज हर प्रिजन डॉक्टर, जो बहुत ही likes this lady and he's major overtures कि वो उससे शादी वो प्यार हो जाता है इस डॉक्टर देवेंद्र को हमारी नूतन जी से, but she is afraid कि she does not want to ruin his life.
Yeah.
Basically, she thinks that she's a very unstable woman, or she thinks that she has committed a ghor paap in life, that no
Yeah.
matter what, that she deserves to be in prison. In fact, उसके generally movies में क्या दिखाते हैं, that somebody is wrongfully accused and she has a justification for killing somebody.
Yeah.
Right? कि कोई किसी का रेप कर देता है या कोई किसी को कुछ कोई रिवेंज के ड्रामा होती है जहाँ पे वो मारी जाती है and all that stuff, all those things happen, right? So basically she then recounts, she writes a notebook ना, वो लिखती है एक notebook में कि उसकी जो life story है, she has been writing about what has happened and why she should not be she should not be freed from prison no matter what. तो लेकिन ये जो डॉक्टर देवेंद्र है वो बहुत ही अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. He really likes her and he tries to get her all the support that he needs, and then she goes and then she says, you don't know my story, and he says, I kind of know your story, and then she starts to talk about what's going on in her life. That time she says that her father would have been a postmaster, right?
He was a postmaster.
He was a postmaster in a small village, right? And उस टाइम में independent struggle चल रहा था. तो at that time there is an anarchist called Bikash, which is played very beautifully by Ashok Kumar Saab, who comes into that town. And it seems at that time what happens is Ashok Kumar Saab's character falls ill or is injured or something, and while taking care of him, एक रात नूतन उनके जो नूतन भी सिंगल है, अशोक कुमार साहब भी टेक्निकली उस टाइम पे ही सपोज टू बी सिंगल. सो एट दैट टाइम इट सीम्स नूतन की आंख लग जाती है while she is tending to अशोक कुमार, and they end up spending a night together inside one particular room. तो गांव में क्या होता है, अफवाह मच जाती है, राइट? वेयर यू स्टार्ट
फैल जाती है.
हाँ, तो पीपल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग कि एक लड़की एक शादीशुदा मतलब कुंवारी लड़के के साथ एक रात मतलब inside a room, that kind of thing. So that is the reason at that particular point in time, to save her the humiliation of having fallen asleep inside the same room. कुछ नहीं हुआ होता है, there's nothing. Ashok Kumar just will merely say that
if you're
no,
serious
nothing.
about your
She's
podcast,
going to be somebody
recording
who
with
is my
Zoom
wife or
and
something
start
like that.
recording with Riverside.
He says something to
With
that
Riverside.
effect, and then he proposes marriage to asks for her hand in marriage with her father.
Because he doesn't want to ruin her thing, right?
Yeah, क्योंकि he doesn't want her reputation to be suffer. Poor thing.
So nice of him.
So, no, but उस जमाने में it was a reality ना आलतू बाबा. आज भी अगर कोई लड़का लड़की एक होटल के रूम से निकलते हैं इकट्ठे या एक कहीं पे भी रात भर, लोग definitely सोचते हैं they are an item or there's something that's happened there, right? आज भी हमारी सोसाइटी की आज भी नहीं बदली है. 60 years down the road, nothing has changed.
What has not changed?
Not the mentality of how
What is it?
The fact that a guy and a girl can never
Be friends.
just be platonic. I mean,
Karan
even
Johar, tell you seriously.
it's not Karan Johar.
Oh,
Karan Johar
sorry.
didn't make the movie at that time. Okay, be quiet. Don't
But
stop.
not Karan
Stop
Johar.
blaming Karan for everything. Sorry, Karan. I like
Oh my
you.
God! What defense! Oh my goodness!
Hey, अच्छी ट्रेलर बनाई है यार. I hope मूवी भी अच्छी होगी. I really want to see that movie.
Today's
too.
show is not that. Today's on Black and White BUdhvaar. Please focus on today's show. Bandhani is the topic right now.
Okay,
Please, okay?
okay.
Don't just keep on changing topic right now, Fatani.
Yeah.
Please stay towards. Okay, so talk about Bandhani. So I asked you one simple question. Why would somebody want to watch it? Instead of, do you think that if they listen to our lecture for 45 minutes, they will be able to get the whole movie essence?
क्यों?
Will they?
I don't know.
So Bandhujan, go watch the movie. The reason we're actually giving this is because we're giving tidbits for you guys, so you can actually go watch the movie. And actually speaking, it's not a romance only, Faltwani.
No.
It's not a romantic movie. It's not only a romance movie.
No, it's her struggle,
It's
man.
also a mystery movie. They don't disclose who has poisoned whom, what exactly happened. Nobody talks about it till the end. It gets revealed.
No, she takes ownership of the fact that अच्छा वो
She takes ownership of the fact that, like, yeah, I'm in here for a really bad crime. But until the end of the film, like more than halfway through the film, is when they actually show viewers that like this is what happened, this is where she kind of just lost it and she did what she did. But it doesn't actually get revealed early on in the film. They keep that I guess, yeah, in a way, maybe mystery, because they keep that suspense. They're like, okay, yeah, you're in jail, but like, why? Yeah,
But you know what I
did
like
that.
about the thing, the way he's cinematically what he done, you actually you'll start rooting for the particular character, thinking,
Yeah.
oh, probably she's just being that particular, oh, she seems too nice to be a murderer. Seems too
Yeah,
nice. Suddenly you feel that particular, you start
yeah.
rooting for that person, say, oh, probably by mistake, poor thing, you know.
You start like not pitying, sympathy. Like,
Sympathy will come for,
sympathizing
yeah.
with her.
Mm.
Right.
And that's how they show why even Dharmendra is in love with her, because of the fact of sympathy. Oh my
like,
God,
oh,
she's such a nice
she's
thing.
such a nice
Probably
person.
by
How could
mistake
murder
she pulled the
someone?
trigger. Yeah, the gun
How
was
could
there.
she?
It's not her fault. The gun's fault because gun shot somebody.
Hey, there was no gun and all.
Not gun.
Okay, but
Nobody knows.
I am just trying to tell you that that obviously now why would he want to fall in love with her? Pretty face. That's it.
No, and also the fact that she is very, very, she is very quiet and she doesn't talk much. In fact, in this movie, people have said Nutan's eyes have done the talking
Yeah.
throughout the movie, and there's not much dialogue. He was a minimalist in terms of dialogue, and he used a lot of ambient sound, and he used a lot of what do you call
Symbolism.
symbolism in his movies. Yes, exactly. So ये जो नूतन का जो कैरेक्टर है, she plays the role of Kalyani. In fact, ये original story में क्या था? The original
Looking
story,
back,
the
it's
name was
crazy how long
Hina.
it took me to leave my contacts and
In
glasses
in
behind.
the what is it?
I just accept.
What was the original book called?
Tamasi?
Tamasi. In Tamasi, the character's name is called Hina, and they adapted it. In this particular movie, he calls it Kalyani because it is Bimal Roy's sardonic take on the life of कल्याणी, जहाँ पे सभी का कल्याण करने की कोशिश करती है, लेकिन खुद की जिंदगी में कल्याण नहीं है उसका.
And if you think of the name of the film, it's very interesting how they title names. The name of the film Bandini, if you translate it, it means imprisoned.
Yeah.
Okay, Tamasi, you know what Tamasi means?
No.
That's even more interesting
Yeah.
because it means darkness.
Yeah.
Oh.
It means the night.
Yeah.
It means that how the person's life is so filled with darkness.
Darkness, yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And Bandhani, of course, means somebody who is imprisoned in,
Imprisoned.
or could be somebody who's bound. And actually, look
Yeah.
at the whole movie, they've shown how much she's bound by her own things.
Right.
And the ending is very interesting. If you want to watch it, I won't give out the ending, Bandhujan, but go check it out for sure.
So the thing is कि ये जो डॉक्टर मतलब इस पे इतना फिदा हो गए हैं, and the other thing is what happens is there are many scenes in this particular movie which talk about even आजकल के movies में दिखाते हैं ना. Which movie was it? We recently saw some movie, Altu Baba. You and I saw this movie, I think, where there is, in prison she is. No, you probably didn't see it. In which she's subject to. It is based on that scandal story. I forgot what it was. She's a news reporter.
Oh, I've not seen it.
It's on the OTT. I forgot what's her name. Tamanna Bhatia, is that what her name is, or whatever? So she basically gets imprisoned, and the cat fights that erupt in the prison. One would think that it's only in today's world that you show how people are like, when people are obviously जो jail में होते हैं, there is a reason why they are there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've gone through some angst, some struggle, some insecurity, जो भी है उनका, they're also human beings, and how they take out angst in each other, against each other, and also find solidarity in each other. तो इस मूवी में वो भी बहुत खूबसूरती से दिखाया है बिमल रॉय साहब ने, बहुत ही subtly दिखाया है कि that there is the fact how all the other female inmates, because she has the attention of this doctor, that he's always trying to, so they think that he's favoring her, or he's giving her special treatment. So वहाँ पे how a fight erupts in prison, right?
Yes, there's that scene.
There is a scene which actually addresses that particular part as well. So in during the course of this whole thing is when she kind of starts to reveal कि what a horrific crime she has committed. एंड शी एक्चुअली वन वुड थिंक कोई गलती से उससे कुछ हो गया होगा या कुछ मिल गया होगा या इसके ऊपर गलत इल्ज़ाम आ गया होगा, बट एक्चुअली नॉट. In the movie they show very beautifully Bandhujan, and I think Kamal Bose won the Filmfare Award for that particular scene. The way, and of course obviously the movie itself won a Filmfare Award. I think for this scene, it's an iconic scene that's there in the movie, jahan pe it shows the culmination of all the struggles that she's having, her emotional, her ethical dilemma, and at the same time uski jo personal jo hate, love, her how her immense love for Bikash, who would have been the guy that was a freedom fighter that would have kind of saved her honor but actually would have ditched her and gone away. वो निकल जाता है वहाँ से वो विलेज से ये प्रॉमिस करते हुए कि मैं वापस आऊँगा, लेकिन वापस कभी नहीं आता है. एंड इसके ऊपर क्या बीतती है, बिकॉज एवरीबडी स्टार्ट्स मॉकिंग हर फादर, मॉकिंग हर, तो ये निकल जाती है, वो भाग जाती है from the village. That you know, and वो iconic गाना है ना, ओ जाने वाले हो सके तो लौट के आना. That is filmed on her running away from that village because she wants to get away from that life. And what kind of life does she end up as? She becomes an aya in a hospital. Yeah, like a lowly menial kind of job she takes. Caretaker kind of job.
But since you talked about the initial part of her getting the favors from the doctor and all the other inmates.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a beautiful scene. If you want to take a look at it, where the interaction between Dharminder ji and Nutanas.
फिर बर्बाद शुरू कर दी. चलो अपनी अपनी जगह पर. चलो. 1, 2, 3.
अच्छा भाई साहब, आप उस लड़की का कार्ड देखकर इस कदर चौंक क्यों उठे थे? उस लड़की पर लगे हुए जुर्म को देखकर मैं दंग रह गया. वो खूनी है, उसने जहर देकर किसी की जान ली और आज अपनी जान का मोह छोड़ दूसरे की जान बचाने को कमर कसे बैठी है. जानते हो हमारे शास्त्र में लिखा है, स्त्री का चरित्र और आदमी का भाग्य ये देवता भी नहीं जान सकते, तो हम इंसानों क्या बिसात है. शास्त्र की बात तो मैं नहीं जानता भाई साहब, लेकिन मेरी राय में अगर कोई एक बार अपराध कर ही बैठे तो वो हमेशा के लिए अपराधी नहीं बन जाता.
They've shown very well how there's a professional relationship between her and.
डॉक्टर साहब ने भिजवाई है.
हम तो ये हमारे काम के पीछे जा रहे हैं और वहाँ अस्पताल में कल्याणी पाँव पसारे आराम कर रही है. अब क्यों जली जा रही है? जब बड़ी वार्डन जी ने उस बुढ़िया की देखभाल करने के लिए कहा था, तब तो सबको सांप सूंघ गया था. हाय हाय, तुझे क्यों बुरा लग रहा है? बुखार तो कम हो ही नहीं रहा. कल एक्सरे के लिए सदर अस्पताल ले जाना पड़ेगा. आप सुबह से तैयार रखिए. डॉक्टर साहब, मरीज के लिए एक खाट तो थी ही, आपने दूसरी क्यों भिजवाई?
आपके लिए.
नहीं, मुझे खाट की जरूरत नहीं, मैं जमीन पर ही सोया करूंगी.
देखिए, जेल का कानून है, जिसका जो हक है उसे जरूर मिले, वो चाहे या ना चाहे.
मैं एक साधारण कैदी हूँ, अपने अपराध की सजा भुगतने यहाँ आई हूँ. 3 कंबल और एक दरी ही मेरा हक है.
डॉक्टर होने के नाते मेरा भी कुछ फर्ज है. उस फर्ज को निभाने के लिए जो कुछ मुझे करना चाहिए मैंने किया.
See, there itself. He was just trying to be a good human being, not that there was no romantic thing in that.
Right, but as he gets to know her, he starts to see. The thing is, यहाँ पे जो बैक स्टोरी है, ये जो लेडी की देखभाल करने आई है, उस टाइम में टीबी का कोई क्योर नहीं था. Remember, TB was a huge issue.
We don't remember, sorry.
Yeah, no. This is set in 1930s. Rascal.
He was way he remember like as if he's supposed to remember all this. What?
Yeah.
Seriously, do we don't remember? For us nowadays
So,
just
there was a huge outbreak, right? The tuberculosis outbreak, and it was a huge issue, right?
yeah, it was contagious.
So
and
it was
stuff.
contagious, and in the jail, nobody else steps up to take care of that lady. They need one person to be there. At that time, she says that she will step up and she will take care of the lady because उसकी ये नहीं है कि that she is a very noble person. उसका ये है कि मुझे जो मेरी मैं गलती की है, this is my way of atoning for my sins. कि अगर कुछ मुझे हो भी जाए तो it is because of what I did. So she says it's okay. She says कड़ी से कड़ी सजा भुगतनी चाहिए उसको because she has committed, because she has that recognizance कि she is the person who
Committed
fully
crime.
aware,
Yeah.
उसने प्लान करके उसने मर्डर किया.
Very thoughtfully.
Yeah, I mean not thoughtfully, like I think
सोच
premeditated
सम-
जो भी है,
yeah,
right?
सोच समझ
In
के.
cold blood.
सोच समझ के उसने वो मर्डर
There's
किया.
a scene where she's towards the end. There's actually a scene
Yes.
where they actually show her poisoning.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so that
Oh.
you want to well we
We
can
don't want to jump on that right now.
okay.
I want to show a cat fight for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cat
So in
Cat
the
fight,
prison
cat
the cat fight जो happens वो भी है, मतलब action भी है. देखो Bandhujan, you know you
Yeah,
could they
एकदम.
cannot. I don't think there's any dishum between the men.
No,
but considering
but
that
this is
Dharmendra was
what, a ladies' jail?
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
ladies' jail.
so
Yeah, yeah.
between all
So
the ladies.
here you go.
क्या बात है कमला? कुछ भी तो नहीं. हटो, मैं किस देती हूँ. रामदेव तो अब ठीक ही है और वहाँ कुछ खास काम भी नहीं. हटो. हाँ कमला, डॉक्टर साहब को अगर पता चल गया तो तेरी खैर नहीं. तुझे क्या मतलब? तू चुप रह, बकवास न कर बीच में. बकवास ये कर रही है या तू? नहीं. रोज रोज की ये बकवास आज फैसला करते रहूंगी. बड़ी खुदक्कर आई है. क्या कर लेगी तू? एक बार फिर छेड़ के देख. अरे एक बार क्या 100 बार कहूंगी. काली कलौटी. क्या कहा? तुझे बता मेरे ओझल होते ही तूफान खड़ा कर दिया.
See, Constable came. I think it's the only movie which I've seen actually what happens in a female prison.
Oh really?
Indian movies don't show that,
They don't show it. It's only male.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And this one, right? What I don't know if it stands out to you, to me, right? I don't know if they all came from the same school of film, right? Like there is no re-recording in the background.
Wow.
Have you noticed? There's no background track to it.
Yeah, that's
I mean, even though
minimalist.
there's a feels, yeah. Even Satyajit Ray movies
Yeah.
at that time had that, like, you know, when you watched his movies, you don't actually hear, unless it's a very dramatic scene where they have to establish something that's going on. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how our shows are, no? You always blame me, but I'm minimalist that way. I think we also have background noises and background sounds and everything.
Well, Bandhujan, so for me that stood out about this particular movie. All the other movies you'll hear some kind of a re-recording in the background, or they even there's these
Some
awkward,
music.
huh?
Yeah. But
Au-
this one didn't have any. I think it utilized ambient sounds pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the sounds of like the things
Cinema
being
major बात कर रही है.
thrown, or like when she
The
bangs-
chakki piecing, yeah.
I noticed that in the film they utilize like the natural sounds, ambient sounds, and like they make a beat out of it, or they use it to enhance whatever's going on in front that people can see.
Otherwise, low budget movie, no dubbing required.
Abey,
You can't record studio. For dubbing, you got to record a studio. You got to book a studio,
I'm
right?
pretty sure they did dubbing for this.
I don't think so. All this is done. They've actually used boom mics there.
Oh really?
Huh.
No, I don't think so.
Boom mics?
Yeah.
That all was a later on
No,
invention, Antu Baba.
please, Fatwani. Don't tell about you don't know about it, okay?
Oh my God, whatever.
They used to use boom mics that time, and later on they came into it. Okay, fine. So the thing is, the constable comes, saves the day, right? Okay, continue the story, Fatwani.
We've already gone ahead, Altu Baba.
Then
we
fine.
went way beyond this.
Oh, you went beyond this. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But what are we catching up with the clips right now?
तो ये जो हमारी हीरोइन है कल्याणी जी, तो
कल्याणी जी।
हाँ कल्याणी जी जो हमारी हीरोइन ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर मूवी है, तो जाते जाते क्या होता है, शी डज यू नो उसकी जो नोटबुक है हमारे धर्मेंद्र साहब के हाथ लग जाती है, जो देवेंद्र है। तो क्या होता है, शी यू नो ही वांट्स टू मैरी हर, and even that particular, I don't know, do we have that scene where he proposes and he talks to her, लेकिन हर एक बार जब इसको मतलब उस सीन में बहुत अच्छी तरह से दिखाया है, they've shown it very beautifully, क्योंकि वो एक बैरियर होता है, मतलब एक दीवार की तरह होता है, and it's through the jail this thing that he is talking to her, and symbolism जो आल्टो ने बताया with regard to how Bimal Roy used symbolism in his movies, इसमें वो बताती है how she rejects his proposal. So the proposal, the way she rejects it, also the way it's shown, the जो फिल्माया गया है, from his perspective it looks like she's put up a wall. Like she's put up a wall to for him to be able to approach her and with anything whatsoever. It's her own wall that she needs to break that barrier and come through. And uski taraf se she feels that she has to be imprisoned, and that is वो बंधनी उसको रहना है क्योंकि उसने ऐसा घोर पाप किया है that she has killed somebody. And that's a self-inflicted prison sentence that she has you know assigned to herself. And बाहर की दुनिया जब देखती है, वो जो शॉट है जहाँ पे they show both of them on either side of that wall, it just looks like looks like sort of like an unsurmountable barrier between the two of them, because she is coming from a different space and he is coming from a different space. She is completely living in her agony of having loved and lost, and then having succumbed to hate. क्योंकि वो जब मारती है, she commits that murder also, it's at a moment of utter disgust and hate for that human being. तो which is a lapse in judgment. हम सभी को होता है when people like cause us so much pain and so much angst, हमें पता नहीं चलता कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं कभी कभार, and how she succumbs to that hate and then she realizes what she has done when she sees the actual perpetuity of the outcome. मतलब वो एक जिंदगी चली गई ना, जिस जिंदगी को उसने ले लिया. So that leaves her aghast. And that leaves her, and उसको ऐसे लगता है कि लाइफ में कोई यही नहीं है, मतलब nothing, because she has caused such a big crime. And जैसे धर्मेंद्र साहब के डायलॉग में वो बोलता है ना कि somebody एक अपराध करते हैं तो doesn't mean that जिंदगी भर वो अपराधी है, right? So everybody deserves to move on with their life, or if they learn from their mistakes, then they should be given a second chance, right? That kind of feeling जो आता है, तो and the movie progresses along this line. लेकिन ये जो नोटबुक इनके हाथ आती है, तो वो नोटबुक उनके मम्मी के साथ भी शेयर करते हैं. She actually tells him that she will ruin his life. Like, you know, she's not the kind of person whom he should be spending his life with. But his mom, he convinces his mom also, like convinces, matlab his mom also knows of the story, and then she believes that she should be given a life. तो इसको good behavior के लिए ये मना कर देती है. They actually offer to release her based on her good behavior and you know whatever in prison, but she says she doesn't want to. But then you know it comes to a point where finally उसको लगता, you know, Dharmendra's mom also says yes, and she is almost come to the point where she's going to go to meet Dharmendra and his mom. वो पहुंचती है वो मकाम पे जहाँ पे where she's going to meet him, and at that time guess twist in the story. क्या होता है?
Ashok Kumar is alive.
Ashok Kumar is alive. Bikash का return होता है. मतलब she finds him lying against a particular on one side of the wall. Again, they've used the wall as a symbolism very nicely. She sees him over there. He's actually he's terminally ill. तबीयत उनकी बहुत ख़राब है. उनके साथ एक फेलो उनका जो एड होता है या कोई भी बंदा होता है, one guy who explains to her what actually would have happened, और अशोक कुमार क्यों वापस नहीं गए. उनके पास चंद ही दिन बचे हैं, and it's just a few, he's terminally ill, he's going to be passing away करके. But here we have to tell you one very very crucial scene. Okay, one very crucial thing story में जो है, जिसको मर्डर किया है हमारी हीरोइन ने, कल्याणी जी ने, she has murdered. Okay, when she becomes an ayah, we told you she goes to this a place where she becomes an ayah in this hospital to take care of people. She's assigned to care for this one lady who is suffering from I don't know, कोई mental anguish या कुछ ऐसा है ना?
Mentally unstable.
A mentally unstable lady, and वो बहुत ही मतलब what do you say, she's sort of like a shrewish kind of lady,
Yeah.
जो बहुत चिल्लाती है, ताने मारती है, गुस्से में पता नहीं क्या क्या बोल देती है, बहुत ही hurtful things बोलती है, and चीज़ें फेंकती है, and that kind of thing, right? So इस लेडी को टेक केयर करने में इसको apparently people say that you start to feel sorry for Kalyani's character during that time, कि ये जो क्या कर रही है, and then she कौन से, and considering that Kalyani is dealing with the loss of Bikash and the loss of her honor in the village, क्योंकि सभी उसको इतना ताना मारते हैं that she leaves the village and she runs away, and the fact that she's trying to survive, she's trying really hard to survive in a completely alien land, and she's being put through so much torture by this particular patient of hers who she's caring for, which she comes to know. So this is where, when they say the last straw that finally broke the camel's back, she comes to know that that patient is the wife of Bikash. यानी कि अशोक कुमार की पत्नी है, अशोक कुमार की पत्नी है, और उसको ये भी पता चलता है कि अशोक कुमार उस दिन, Bikash is coming to the hospital that day to see that wife of his. And at the same time, her father, she comes to know from her friend who would have gotten her the job at that hospital, उससे पता चलता है कि उसके पापा आ रहे थे उसको मिलने in the city, wherever she is working, because he's coming to see her. She's already going through all this mental anguish, and her father meets with an accident and dies. So it's that shock of the news of the father. Is the shock of the news of the fact that angst and the irritation and the जो frustration है कि मेरे लिए, इस औरत के लिए मुझे ठोकर मार के चला गया ये.
Betrayal.
It's like that betrayal, yeah, exactly. तो वो जो गुस्सा है इस औरत के लिए, on top of it उसका चिल्लाना, all this फलाना ढिमका, whatever is happening around her, all of this and the loss of her father completely shatter her. And that one particular scene, वहाँ पे कोई dialogue नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, मतलब सिर्फ ambient, जो बाकी के लोग चिल्ला रहे हैं, नूतन का कोई dialogue नहीं है. That's a very beautiful scene, and it's been captured very well. I think we should, rather than us talk about it, we should play that scene. What do you think, Aldova? Should we play that scene?
Yeah. Do we have it?
Yeah.
The
where she's having that, where they show the light and the ambient sounds. You didn't, I thought
the scene where like she decides to go through with killing the lady, yes, that is there. Yeah.
The poison scene.
Yes, that is there.
Okay, here you go. Faldrani, can we see the poison scene? Is this I hope this is the one. Faldrani, are you ready for it?
Yep.
Oh, Faldrani is not ready for it still.
What, Aldova? Why are you saying Faltu Rani is not ready? You're the one who has to play it.
I have to play, but this is the one talking about. Here you go.
Watch the scene, Manajan. Look in her eyes.
Especially the hair.
अरे अभी तक यूं खड़ी है, इसे 3 नंबर वाली बहुत बिगड़ गई है. या जल्दी से उसके लिए चाय ले जा. सिर्फ 1 कप. उसका पति चला गया है.
कांड हो गया है. Yeah.
That see, there's no dialogue at all for her, and the way they have like the wo jo
Clanking, the sound,
The-
like
the
construction.
the construction and the way she's pumping that kerosene stove to get that her chai chai ubalane ke liye she's pumping the stove, and then how it's building up the angst in her, and how she, and then that poison is just a chance thing, right? She doesn't actually, at that moment she just succumbs to it, and then how they show that what do you call that, वो fire का कुछ कर रहा है ना background में, वो welder कुछ कर रहा है.
3 days only.
Yeah, so क्या कर रहा है आल्टू?
Go on.
3 days only. 3 days नहीं Bandhujan, you can watch it in 1 day. So ये particular scene, apparently for this scene, right Bandhujan, they played the scene when Kamal Bose actually won the cinematography के लिए, photography के लिए, he won the Filmfare Award. This was a scene that they said that how beautifully he has focused just on her eyes, and she has done such a phenomenal job in just her emoting.
That actually the thing, that welding sound, the hitting the thing is so irritating. No, it's so irritating sound. Irritates you literally.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And a montage of that actually work going on.
With the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was very interesting.
Yeah. And एक signature, ये जो scene आपने देखा, तो ऐसे उसको मार देती है, तो and then she feels जब वो when she, in the end she sees Ashok Kumar, right, when he's terminally ill, she feels at that particular point in time, जब वो सोच रही होती है कि okay, let me go to Devendra, that is the doctor's house, she's going to go meet him. At that moment, crucial moment, Ashok Kumar comes. The love of her life is back in front of her, and she realizes that she is bound by her. She's captive in her love for him. हाँ, मैं बंदिनी पिया की, और and then there's she goes with him on that particular thing. She chooses to stay with Ashok Kumar and take care of him even till his final days, whatever. She chose, and then the song of in S.D. Burman's voice only, that song is there. No, what is that? The final song of the
Mere Majhi.
O Majhi, that particular song, उसमें और मैं संगिनी साजन की, those are the lines in that particular song which basically kind of depict how she has to be, because she's captive in her own love for him, that she makes it is a choice she makes, that she needs to be able to be there for him in his final days, and उसके जो aid है उसके साथ जो बंदा है, जो बताता है कि what would she comes to know कि अशोक कुमार साहब को क्या हुआ होता है when he leaves the village and he goes, and at that time during the independence struggle he would have to the party that he's part of, he's one of these rebel parties or whatever, because in order to prove his allegiance to that party or whatever, he's forced to marry
Marriage of convenience.
Yeah, he's forced to marry that the lady who she murders,
and he was under her bondage, he was tied to her, and he got freed, and now she got tied to him. Bandini, by God. But Fadani, there's one particular scene which we have to towards the end of the thing already, where she actually loses her thing. All the while they shown her as a very stoic, very composed kind of a person.
Correct.
There's one point where she loses it.
Right.
And that scene is pretty well. I think her acting is excelled in that particular thing.
Correct.
You want to see that?
Yes. It is right after the poison scene, right?
Yeah, and it's right after she sees him, after thinking he's he's not alive, or not
Is that the scene we're playing? Which scene are we playing?
The scene where she confesses to, she's like, I did it.
Okay, listen to it.
Yeah.
होश आने पर पता चला कि मुझे बहुत तेज बुखार था। अदालत में डॉक्टर वर्मा ने साबित करने की कोशिश की कि अपराध करते वक्त मुझे ब्रेन फीवर था और मैं अपने होश में नहीं थी।
This is the book what he's reading. So basically the narration happens in such a way, it's beautifully done, where it starts off, her flashback starts off when she leaves the book with the doctor, not with Dharminder, but the doctor of the pregnant time. So
इसलिए जज साहब ने मुझे 8 साल सख्त कैद की सजा दी। विकास बाबू ने मुझसे मिलने की 2-1 बार कोशिश की, लेकिन मैं क्या मुंह लेकर उनके सामने जाती। मेरा अपराध उनके अपराध से कहीं बड़ा था। जेलर साहब, यही है मेरे बीते दिनों की कहानी। अब आप ही बताइए, मैं कैसे ये सब भूलकर भविष्य के उजले सपने देखूं? कैसे एक शरीफ आदमी के सुंदर जीवन पर अपनी काली छाया डालूं?
Kali Chaya, that's why the Bengali thing is called Tamasi. Yeah.
So that particular scene जो आपने देखा where she's screaming is when you know the previous scene that we saw was वो चिल्लाती है, right?
Something happened.
ये हुआ है. There's the nurse screams, right? And the doctor says, nurse. So, and then they the voices are in the background, but they show that expression on where she comes out of a reverie, right? That it's a continuation of that particular scene.
So
जहाँ पे
I just got my
she comes and she
entire
says
apartment
वो
cleaned for
आत्महत्या
$19.
नहीं, they
Seriously,
think that वो
$19.
आत्महत्या हो गई होगी उसकी, but she says वो हत्या है, मैंने उसको मारा है. She says that, right? So that is the guilt that she bears all her life. And that's what she carries with her all her life. And then eventually the best part is कि वो जान के और खुद decision लेती है. Like they've shown that she has made her decision.
Every decision she makes was very consciously made.
Yeah, very consciously made. And the best part is that she chooses to live with the consequences of her decision. Right? So, and I think that is empowerment.
Yeah.
Don't you think? To an extent कि you're able to, and ये चिल्ला चिल्ला के नहीं कि मैं empowered हूँ, मैं empowered हूँ.
What is that?
I'm just like, I sometimes you know, they talk about women. I think it's so loosely thrown around. It's such a become like a catchphrase कि मुझे, I mean, you know, बहुत गुस्सा आता है जब when I feel like, you know, people misuse the term and abuse the term empowered.
When of course the cinema man is sitting with us right now, also talk about the symbolism, also how directors use the real estate they have on the screen, right, to kind of depict the situation of the scene. Towards the end, there's one particular scene where Ashok Kumar and her meet, and then that barrier comes back again.
Oh wow!
You want to see that?
Yeah,
It's a very nice scene. Let's listen to this, or watch the scene. The barrier.
Yeah.
कल्याणी, जानता हूँ आज तुम मेरी कोई भी बात सुनना नहीं चाहोगे। मेरी वजह से तुम्हें बहुत तकलीफें हुई, बदनामी भी सहनी पड़ी। मैं अपनी कैफियत नहीं दे रहा हूँ, लेकिन विश्वास करो जो कुछ भी हुआ मेरी मर्जी के खिलाफ हुआ। मैंने तुम्हें चिट्ठी में सारी बातें साफ साफ लिख दी थी, लेकिन वो चिट्ठी मेरे पास वापस आ गई। शायद तुम लोग गांव छोड़ के चले गए थे।
और इन सब बातों से क्या फायदा?
फायदा तो कुछ नहीं कल्याणी, लेकिन मुझे कह लेने दो। किस्मत ने शायद मुलाकात इसीलिए कराई है कि मैं तुमसे माफी मांग सकूं, वरना किसी उम्मीद थी कि यहाँ हमारी फिर से मुलाकात होगी। कल्याणी, मुझे सचमुच बहुत दुख था कि मैंने तुम्हारी जिंदगी मुसीबतों से भर दी थी, लेकिन मैंने आज तक भगवान से कभी कुछ नहीं मांगा, प्रार्थना तक नहीं की, लेकिन अब जब तक जिंदा रहूंगा यही प्रार्थना करता रहूंगा कि तुम सुखी रहो, सुखी रहो।
Well, what happens next? He is actually supposed to travel away. He's supposed to go away, and we'll not tell you what's going to happen next.
You have to watch this, Bandhujan. It's really a beautiful piece of cinema that Bimal Roy has presented before all cinema lovers. And बहुत ही खूबसूरत स्टोरी है. आयरनी भी बहुत खूबसूरती से दिखाई गई है. एक प्रिजन का समथिंग याद है उस ज़माने में वो दे शो इन द मूवीज़ राइट. नहीं, मैं भी पैदा नहीं हुई थी, पर आई एम टेलिंग यू दे वुड हैव दिस थिंग विच जागते रहो टाइप्स राइट. तो इन दिस मूवी विद द प्रिजन गार्ड कीप्स कॉलिंग सब ठीक है लाइक ऑल इज़ वेल काइंड ऑफ थिंग राइट. तो वो ऑल इज़ वेल वाला कॉल जो हमें लगता है बहुत ही इनसिग्निफिकेंट है, बट दैट कॉल कम्स आउट एट डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स इन टाइम, 3 different times in the film, when actually the irony is nothing is well. Okay, जो all is well वाला एक सबसे पहले जो आता है वो जब वो ऐसे आता है जब there is a freedom fighter, क्योंकि it's set up in the pre-independence era where a freedom fighter is being taken to be hung to death. Okay, that time he says sab theek hai, that call comes out when everybody knows that was not the right thing, that they were being sent to the gallows, so to speak. Second time जब आता है वो देवेन डॉक्टर देवेन ने रिजाइन कर दिया है प्रिजन से, and he is going back home to his mom. तभी आता है फिर से सब ठीक है, जब ठीक नहीं है क्योंकि उसको छोड़ना पड़ा है उसके जॉब को. एंड द थर्ड टाइम ही कॉल्स आउट अगेन is when another freedom fighter is also being taken to the gallows in the movie, and it's very nicely juxtaposed with all the stuff that she's going through in her life, that this is happening. So Altu Baba.
No, but the thing is, what I like about this particular thing, so we always have thought, we see, unfortunately, we have not seen the greats who sacrifice their lives.
Yeah.
But the fact is, there are many people say, I can't imagine whole nations to be on the roads. And people talk about sacrifice of just the people who are, who sacrifice their life. But the fact is, people who lived on are the people who sacrificed.
Correct.
That's what they're trying to show in this movie. Or like about the movie is the fact that they showed about this particular thing, but until there isn't a connection to the freedom fight, to Ashok Kumar until the end, where the book is read and everything, because later is when they disclose the fact that even his struggle was a struggle of freedom fight. But they have shown the fact that it was a common thing for freedom fighters to be sent to the gallows.
Yeah.
And they're saying that what they're trying to show there is, yes, all that is going on, then also life is going on. So everybody had their own struggles, apart from the freedom struggle as well. So
the
this
personal
Bandhani
struggles that tied into the freedom struggle as well, with the backdrop of the freedom struggle that
and
was
he also says in a very symbolic way, Bandhini also is about the nation which is under the British Raj.
Yes.
Correct, exactly.
It was a very that the movie the Tamasi, the Bengali book was actually supposed to be showcasing that part of it, being betrayed, the betrayal, and also the fine thing of how how she actually gets back into the whole thing because she chooses to be there. And also the empower. Actually, this is really a story of women empowerment.
I also have another take to this, Altu Baba.
Yes, please take it.
This is just I'm just conjecturing here.
Conjecture.
During that time, 1935 to 1939, during which this is set, if you're going to juxtapose it against the political situation, Subhash Chandra Bose gave them Asha ki there would be that he would lead the nation to to freedom to an extent. and then he was told that he's going to be made there was hope, right, when he was actually the corporator or whatever. He came back, right, to Calcutta, and then they immediately jailed him again. And that whole, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but I'm just thinking that this could be one of the things that that probably was running as an undercurrent in Bimal Roy's fiction of this movie, that it was a letdown to an extent, because he was again captured and then he had to go into exile, and that lost dream, right, where they had to make a decision as to
and also the difficult choices freedom fighters then had to make to have alliance, right, because Ashok Kumar was shown to be the person who had to sacrifice his life to actually get some freedom fighter alliance with somebody just to marry them, right? All those things.
So this is Bandhani for you, Bandhujan. It's a beautiful movie. I think it's a classic that probably will persist over time. Mahima ji used to talk very fondly of this particular movie. She used to sing this song, a lovely song, Lata Mangeshkar ji ka hai na, Mora Gora Ang Le Le, and that was the debut lyrics of our very own Gulzar Saab. And S.D. Burman साहब का जो classic music है इस movie में आपको सुनने को मिलेगा if you watch this particular movie. Every song is very beautifully carrying forward the message. This is S.D. Burman song.
His voice.
Well, Bandhujan, the movie has got wonderful songs. I think it also won an award for the best movie got an award, best director got an award, best
film, best story, best actress, best director, best cinematographer, and best sound.
Best sound. And this is again S.D. Burman साहब का म्यूजिक है, उनके आवाज में ही लगाया है. शैलेंद्र जी का lyrics है इस गाने में, and of course a beautiful movie you got to watch for sure. There's a lot of people who are there. There's Raja Paranjpe is there, and there's Nutan is there, Dharminder ji hai, Ashok Kumar ji hai, काफी सारे लोग known people who are there. And it released in 1963, like
January 1, 1963.
January 1, 1963, मतलब almost 70 years. 70 years ago.
1963 in 2023, right? No?
70 years. 70 years from now. So it is. It still holds good. It's a good movie to watch. Enjoy it. And any other going away tidbits for our bandhus?
It's 60 years, Altubaba.
Okay, fine, Faltani. What were you saying? Okay, happy.
No other going away tidbits, Banjo. We're just going to say, watch this movie. It's definitely. आपको कैसे लगा आज का presentation हमें बताइए ज़रूर. And अगर आपके कोई choices हैं जो ज्योति जी, thank you आपने जो भेजा है, हम उस पे we're trying to research and figure out if we can feature that movie that you sent us. But आशा करते हैं कि आपको आज का जो presentation था पसंद आया. And बंदनी देखिएगा एंड बताइएगा कि जो हमने बताया शो पे क्या आपको सही लगा, कैसे लगा, ज़रूर हमें मैसेज करके बताइएगा ऑन bandhu@mediamahima.com. या अगर आप अभी हमें कॉल करना चाहते हैं हमारे रेडियो पे कॉल कर सकते हैं 408-832-8881 if we have time. Do we have time, Altubaba?
I don't know, Faltani. Do you want to wait for them to call?
408-832-8881. अगर आप कॉल कर रहे हैं हमारे फेसबुक पे लिख दीजिए that you're dialing in, and please do dial in 408-832-8881. इस नंबर पे आप डायल कर सकते हैं. Otherwise you can always email us on bandhu@mediamahima.com or post on our Facebook page. This is a presentation of Media Mahima for Radio T Hotties Bandhujan. Media Mahima एक 501c3 non-profit organization है जो सिर्फ हमारी community के लिए काम करता है, हमारे community के लिए हमारे diaspora Indians and Pakistanis and all the people from the South Asian diaspora, उनके लिए उनको support करने के लिए, हमारे culture को यहाँ पे ज़िंदा रखने के लिए, और इस अमेरिकन दुनिया में लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि हमारी कल्चर कैसी है. काम करती है. So we do it through entertainment programming, we do it through support of cultural arts, we also do it through encouraging bandhus and bandhutva to come together to be there for each other. And वो उसके लिए if you'd like to donate to Media Mahima, you can actually do it through Facebook. You can send those stars to our broadcast. You can also contribute to Media Mahima by emailing us on bandhu@mediamahima.com, and we'll tell you how you can donate to the organization as well. इसी के साथ थैंक यू ज्योति जी. राज लखोटिया जी also says excellent show. मीनाक्षी शर्मा जी कहती हैं हमेशा की तरह लाजवाब शो. थैंक यू फॉर फीचरिंग बंदनी. एंड ऑफ कोर्स ज्योति अरोड़ा जी कहती हैं बहुत पसंद आया. थैंक यू टू ऑल द बंधुस हु बीन वाचिंग एंड हु बीन सपोर्टिंग अस, एंड जो हमें ऐसे encouraging फीडबैक एंड कमेंट्स दे रहे हैं. अगर पसंद आया तो प्लीज़ अपने फेसबुक वॉल्स पे शेयर कर लीजिएगा कि आपको कैसे लगा. तो प्राची जी नेक्स्ट हमारे शो में क्या होने वाला है नेक्स्ट टुमारो वो बता दीजिए हमारे बंधुओं को, सो वी कैन साइन आउट.
अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम है या कोई भी दिक्कत है, प्लीज यस we will be your therapist and we will help solve your issues and your problems.
Solve also.
Wow.
We will at least give some, our 2 cents.
2 cents.
Yeah. And we will give, what we think.
Is she authorized for giving the money? 2
2
cents.
cents, yes.
Oh my God.
We will go through that and we will.
And of
give
course,
ours.
the 2 cents we give you sometimes doesn't make sense anyways.
No.
So we know that, but doesn't matter. It's an enjoyable thing. You can always send us a DM and let us know about that.
Yeah.
Again, number to call when we actually call and open our lines tomorrow is 408-832-8881. याद रखिएगा वहाँ पे नीचे स्क्रॉल भी चल रही है. अभी हम लोग बोलेंगे आप लोगों को enjoy your rest of the day.
Yeah.
हम लोग मिलेंगे आपको कल the new fresh perspective and our fresh kind of concept for you guys.
That's right. इसी के साथ good night
शब्बा खैर
and प्यार भरा.
You are listening to Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
Hi, this is Akshay Kumar, and you are listening to me on Radio D Hotties with Altu Baba and Paltu Rani, where entertainment keeps getting hotter.